Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Vibe Nation, and today we're here to watch another. I've been getting to doing these reaction videos. Today we're not actually here to watch a video. Today we're here to do a gameplay. Yep, today has finally come. We're here to actually play a game, like I said in the past that I was trying to do for this channel. So today we're here to play The Monster Inside. Like it says, an audiovisual novel. I've got this game off of Steam, and by the ratings, it was very positive so far. And by the preview, it seemed like a mystery. It's an indie mystery game. So let's go ahead and jump right into this game. Monster Inside. My head pounded, ear still ringing slightly. Some of the worst nightmares I've had in years left me feeling like I had been punched in the jaw. But like any other day, I dragged myself into the office. There was another notice on the door. There was another notice on the door from Mayor Benetti's office. Permits out of date. They didn't like me much, and they were trying to drown me in paperwork. It was a slow month, weeks since I had a real case to work on, so I passed the time I passed the time pacing the office. Sorry guys, I gotta read today. Smoking and staring at the mirror in the corner, safely covered with an old bedsheet. I don't dare look at my own reflection. I'm too afraid of what I might see, afraid someday I might have to face what I really am. The girl came in so quiet, I nearly choked on my cigarette. Mister, you gotta help me, mister. Okay, we have options to speak. Calm down, sit down, talk slow. Yeah, what can I help you with? You ever hear knocking? Well, since she almost made me choke on my cigarette, might as well go ahead and go for that one. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to intrude. And where did this girl even come from? Did he even open the door? Or you didn't notice her open the door? It's alright, sit down and tell me your tale. She eyed me with a dash of suspicion. I tossed back a hand full of pills and chased them with a swig of whiskey. I could tell this might take a while. Her name was Lily. She told me she was his mistress. The man all over the newspaper, the infamous banker, Mr. Reginald Farnsworth. Mr. Farnsworth was a drunk, philandering bastard, but this girl seemed genuinely concerned that he had gone missing recently. But less concerned about the fact that Mr. Farnsworth's wife had just turned up dead in Central Park 2 nights ago. Why would she care? She's a side chick. You don't understand. He couldn't have done it. He hated his wife, but he couldn't have killed her. Everyone thinks it was him, and no one believes me. He's got to be in trouble. I ain't saying I believe you, but what makes you say he's in danger? Case looks pretty simple to me. I'll go ahead, because nothing's ever simple when you're working on a case. Well, Mr. Jack. You can just call me Jack. Jack, whoever did this to his wife must have been the one who took him. He never left without me. He promised me. I'm sure Mr. Farnsworth promised this poor girl a lot of things. Probably did. Lily. Oh, sorry. Please, the cops won't listen to me. They want to bring him in on charges. You gotta prove it wasn't him before they find him. Honestly, I doubt they're in too much of a hurry. Farnsworth was practically the entire police force in his deep pockets. Probably why they hadn't found much yet. If they found him and brought him in, it would be due to public pressure. Sometimes a mob with pitchforks is more dangerous than one man with money. You got my curiosity, but you might not like what I find. I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of this. Don't you worry now. She's the first one. Oh, thank you, Mr. Jack. Thank you, but please, be careful. I don't think this was just any murderer or kidnapper. I think it was a beast. Beast. The word struck me funny, like when you jar your elbow on a hard corner. Not a word many use these days, except in hushed whispers and bedtime stories for children. Oh, they were real enough, alright. They just got better at hiding, controlling their unseemly urges, but I hadn't seen any monsters in nearly 15 years. But I was still a cop. Back when I was still a cop myself. What place is this? Unless he means monsters as in criminals, human criminals, not actual monsters. Well, that's definitely interesting theory. I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of this. Don't you worry now. Leave detective work to me. Let's not jump to conclusions here. Top one. That seems like the best option. I just have a feeling about it. Something tells me you can get to the bottom of it. You're good at this sort of thing. Sure. Can't you see how busy I am with cases? I replied a little too harshly. Sarcasm wasn't my strong suit. I reassured her some more and sent her on her way. I didn't want to scare her, but I warned her before she left to keep her doors locked and call me if she saw anything suspicious. I didn't know if she was in danger herself, but better safe than sorry. That night, I made my way down to Central Park. It was a long shot, but maybe there was something there that the cops had missed. Next chapter. The scene was already picked clean by the cops days ago, but I've got a knack for finding things I've got a knack for finding things others overlooked. Okay. A knack, more of a symptom of a condition. Other, less useful symptoms I keep in check, but for the time being, my keen sense of smell will come in handy. It was faint, but I could smell it before I even approached the police line. The scent was less of a thing and more of an emotion. Seduction. A strangely familiar smell. I expected the scent of trepidation or maybe even outright fear, but Miss Farnsworth seemed to have been at the height of pleasure when she left this world. Brought new meaning to the crime of passion. Pushing the thought from my mind, it was time to get down to business. Investigate the scene. Okay, we got 2 here. Any more? Okay, let's try this one first. Many footprints everywhere. Difficult to pick out anything from the prints that the cops left behind in their haste. But cops don't wear $2,000 pair of Carquinos. It looked like Mr. Farnsworth was there last night and walked away on his own 2 feet. A burn mark on a nearby tree caught my eye. I ran a finger along its length and felt a chill down my spine. So this wasn't just a burn mark. This was ancient magic. It's doubtful the cops would have picked up on it. Could Lily have been right? Something unnatural was at play here. How is that even How do you come to that kind of conclusion? Like, I'm still trying to figure out what is the setting here. There's no explanation of what kind of setting this is here. Where are y'all living? And what kind is this fantasy? Because how does that come? How have you seen this happen before? It's almost like as if you were some kind of exorcist or something. I don't know, because that's not something that, if you were a detective, that would be the first thing your mind went to. I was no stranger to the strange. Apparently not. After looking around for a while longer, I realized the park had given up all it was hiding from me, so I trudged back to my apartment and my head hit my pillow like it owed me money. Yeah, I had that feeling before. The next morning, I was reeling from another ghoulish nightmare, but I tried to hide my discomfort when I saw Lily was already sitting outside my office. She waited wordlessly as I unlocked the door and ripped down another notice from the mayor's office. I mentioned for her to step inside, seemingly afraid of what I might say. She finally worked up the courage to ask, "So, what did you find?" I'm getting a little bit more suspicious of this character. The fact that she just came up out of nowhere and she's back again. Let's see. Well, I've got good news. Farnsworth might still be alive. I'm not sure about Beast, but something unnatural is at play. You might be right to be worried about monsters. I found a spells mark. I would go ahead and say in the middle. Something is unnatural at play here, being the fact you found some type of ancient magic, you say. Unnatural, how do you mean? Sorry, the top one. What does that mean? What about Reggie? Do you know where he might be? His footprints seem like he got out safely. There were signs that he was at the scene and slipped away. Well, being the fact that he's kidnapped, I wouldn't say that he probably slipped away. If he was there and that's where his wife passed away, I would believe that more likely he slipped away, but not get out safely. My tone was indifferent towards her. As I turned and grabbed a bottle from my desk drawer, a dryness in my throat made it difficult to swallow my meds. Oh, sorry. But you don't know where he went. Do you think the news this morning might be related? What news is that? You haven't heard? Nope. Rough night followed by rough morning. They found police chief's wife dead down by the docks. They say it happened last night. Let me guess, Chief Amato is missing too. My face might have betrayed a hint of satisfaction as she confirmed my suspicions, but it faded quickly. Amato was a crack cop and a crack chief. He was half the reason I left the force, but now his wife was dead and I had more questions more than the day I did before. The gears in my head started to spin, which wasn't helped by the splitting pain in my temples. I told Lily I needed some time to work. She left slightly dejected, wanting more answers than I could provide. After that night, the cops cleared out the docks. I would slip down and see what I could uncover concerning Mrs. Amato's untimely demise. Next chapter. The cold air smells strongly of salt and oil, and could it be? That smell again. Like someone like somebody had a bottle of pure arousal and used it as perfume. It hit me like a long forgotten memory, but the sensual fumes soon gave way to a rush of adrenaline. I knew exactly what the scent reminded me of. and that scared me more than not knowing. I looked down at my hands, shaking, the nightmares, the headaches. No, I was better. No, I was better now, reformed. I had to focus, no jumping to conclusions, follow the evidence, investigate the scene. There, just there, the smallest piece of purple fabric, torn and caught in the splinter of a board. The police report didn't say anything about Miss Amatos wearing purple, and it was certainly a quality that you wouldn't expect down here. Don't see too many high society types flaunting royal purple threads. Nothing else? Okay. Red Phoenix cigarettes, same shitty brand. I smoke every day. Everyone's got their vice. I pulled up my own pack of reds and lit up. I could feel another headache coming on, but looking out over the waves seemed to help me forget. The cold helped me push down the uncomfortable thoughts that had been bubbling at the top of my brain. Next chapter. I honestly don't remember the walk back to my office. Apparently, I spent the night in my easy chair. The air from the docks lingered on my clothes. It was still dark out. No, I checked the clock. How long had I been out? Had I really slept through the entire next day? The newspaper was sitting under the door. As I stood to fetch it, I nearly fell over. A wave of nausea hit me like a ton of bricks. I steadied myself and regained my composure. Before I even picked up the paper, I could already read the headlines. Breaking. Mayor missing. Wife found dead. 2 cases is a coincidence. 3 is a pattern. The cops would come asking questions soon. They knew I had a history of antagonizing all the victims. I stumbled to my desk and slammed back 3 days worth of inhibitor pills. I couldn't take any chances. I had to investigate to be sure. I threw on my jacket and went to the door where Lily caught me off guard on the other side. Jack, where are you off to? I've been trying to reach you all day. Sorry, Lily, I don't have time to talk. I have to go. Okay, but we need to talk when you get back. Stay safe. She gave me a soft kiss on the cheek as I rushed off. Part of me wanted to stay and tell her it would be okay, but it would be a lie. Okay, there's another thing. Other than the fact that this woman showed up out of nowhere and she keeps on coming back day after day to talk to this dude, and day after day there is somebody missing and somebody ending up dead, probably on the same day. Now this is just a big one. She goes ahead and just gives this man a kiss. I thought that she was very concerned and that she was madly in love with Mr. Fernsworth or whatever his name was. This something is telling me that she is the one that's probably doing this, and she's just coming to the detective to like cover her tracks in some way, shape, or form. Next chapter. The alley was located just behind high-rise apartments where Mr. Venetti and his wife live. You're a mayor and you live in an apartment. Bruh. What? So there's no houses close enough to where you have to go to work? I could tell the police was spooked now. The crime scene was even sloppier than the last. They hadn't even bothered to submit the trash into evidence. Let's get the scene. So let's go ahead and look at the car. Nothing else? Okay, let's look at the car. Vandy's car is still alive. Why wouldn't he have left in his car? It doesn't make any sense. True. Honestly, I wasn't too motivated to find him. Stakes were too high, but my bet was edging towards the unthinkable. True, if he was alive, he would have left in his car, unless that both him and his wife were in the car and they both got attacked. Why wouldn't they stay? Why wouldn't they at least look through the dumpster? It seemed untouched. No one wants to do the dirty work. I know how to find the good stuff. It really doesn't take long if you know what to look for. Lightweight bags usually mean someone was dumping documents. If you were lucky, they didn't bother to shred them. Jackpot, shell companies, shady stock trades, bribes. I knew Mayor Venetti was crooked, but this was unbelievable. And there was more. Letters between Mayor Venetti and Chief Amado talking about me. They were trying to shut me down, get me to shut down. They didn't like me snooping around crime scenes all the time. Well, they weren't going to stop me snooping around this one. Yeah, their own crimes. Well, the ones that happened to them at least. As I searched around for anything that might assuage my fears, I caught the scent again. It overwhelmed my other senses. Undulating pleasure. It was intoxicating, a weapon used on the weak-willed. A weapon I knew all too well, though it had been many years since I'd used it. There was another like me. Was I being framed? It wasn't possible, was it? I was taking my inhibitors, I was reformed. But the nightmares, the headaches, the memory lapse, I couldn't even trust myself. I started walking back out the alley when I caught something shining in my eye. A watch. Not just any watch though. My watch. How long had my wrist been bare? Surely I dropped it when I first came down the alley. I checked the time just before I left the office, hadn't I? Or had I used the wall clock? I couldn't be sure. I couldn't be sure of anything. So I ran. Next chapter. I don't know why I ran back to the office. The cops would probably show up any minute to knock the door down and cart me away. They would put it together long before. Maybe it would be best for everyone if I simply faced my own reflection. But Lily was still waiting for me. Jack, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. My own ghost came back to haunt me from the past. You're not making any sense, Jack. Come sit down. You don't understand. You're not safe around me. I took a good last look at her as I prepared to shove her out the door. I noticed she was wearing the same thing she had the first. I noticed she was wearing the same thing she had when she came to my office 3 days ago. Beautiful purple dress. Odd, I hadn't really noticed before, but it made her seem out of place, out of time. And it was frayed around the edges, torn in places. My chair caught my fall as my knees failed me. It was you! You're the monster! Succubus! Oh, Jack, we're one and the same, you and I. We are both monsters. I'm simply more honest with myself. There's no such thing as reformation. Those pills you take only make you dull. Beasts like us should never suppress our true natures, as you have, Incubus. Those men were probably dead too, now I figure. She probably took them to her lair and harvested their seed. So, you've done all this just to wake me up? You could say that, though it seemed just to have you doubt yourself. You believe you were still capable of such horrors, which means deep down, you probably are. You can't escape it. Now I need you to complete the deed. You took my watch, messed with my head. Oh, don't act like I didn't do you a favor. Those men hated you and wanted you gone, and now they are gone. I mustered the strength to stand again, moving casually to the window by the corner. She was right about one thing. I was dull, weak compared to her. If I refused her, and she attacked me, I was a dead man. I had to keep her talking. I remember back in the beginning of this story that he referenced the mirror every now and then. I believe that that's going to be like some kind of weapon, being the fact it's just sitting here covered for no apparent reason other than the fact that he doesn't want to look at himself, and another reason I wonder why. Never met a succubus who seduces and kills women. Oh please, such a 14th century stereotype. I don't discriminate when it comes to pleasure to flesh, but I do need an incubus like yourself to take the tainted seed I've harvested from those awful men and planted among the fertile masses for me. I'm tired of draining lovers just to survive. I'm ready to settle down and start a family. Ha 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 ha. That maniacal laughter. I positioned myself carefully, making sure she was looking in my direction. Sorry, but I'm not your guy. With the quick flick of my wrist, I whipped the old bedsheet off the corner of the mirror, Lily was blinded by her own reflection and sucked into the mirror with a painful monstrous scream, trapped. I knew it. It was gonna be that mirror was gonna be some kind of big weapon at the end of the story. Shielding my eyes, I pulled the revolver from my desk side drawer, aimed it at the mirror, and fired. And that's it. Well, guys, this had been The Monster Inside, and as you can see, they also have Seed Games, the guys who made this game, also have other games too. I probably would check this out because this game was pretty good. I like these kind of detective kind of games or stories because it helps you think, trying to figure out who did it. So guys, and this was The Monster Inside. It was really good. Honestly, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. The only reason why is because I really wish there was more things to click on. I wish the scene was a little bit bigger. I wish there was more to do. But for a black and white game like this and the story, I believe that it was a good story. But there was some confusing parts, like there was no telling of what the setting was. But honestly, I think it was really good. It was intriguing, it was interesting, kept me wondering, guessing who done it, what happened to these guys, who's creating this pattern. And honestly, I didn't understand, it was just all I can say is that overall it was a good story. Just had some details that needed to be addressed that would have made a little bit more sense, like what the setting was and how things come to be this and third. But focus on the cases were really good. Well, thank you guys for watching for the first gameplay on VIBENATIONTV, and I hope to be doing more of these in the future, and hoping to get a better computer to play better games. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later. Take care, guys. Peace.